Welcome. If you're watching this video, then you have purchased an ornament on Etsy. If you're watching this video and you want one and don't have one, go ahead and look down in comments and I will attach a link. So as you can see, your ornament will come with a bunch of inserts. I had just turned that upside down and knocked them out. You can throw those in the garbage, or if you would like to paint them and reinsert them later for a one-dimensional type look, that is fine too. So you notice the nice thing about these ornaments is they do have the pattern engraved on the back, which makes them super easy to paint, just like an old-time coloring book. So the kits come with two options, kind of a darker red and green, more traditional look, and a lighter green, kind of more pinkish red, more, fun springy type look, so you could keep it out all year round. And of course, if you have paints at home, you could add even more colors to these ornaments. So you can see I'm just coloring within the lines. I always start with the darker colors first and I let them get nice and dry before I move on. So once those initial colors have dried and I don't risk running the colors together, I come over with the white paint and I paint the edges last. And don't feel you have to get this perfect, because remember, we're going to put that overlay on top, so it's super forgiving. Now once that dries, you could leave it as is, or if you want a more rustic look, you could sand that down with a little bit of sandpaper at this point if you like. Included in the kit is a piece of twine. I just folded that twine in half and I pushed it through and just kind of circled through the top of that ornament, tie a knot on top, and that's done. I like to do this piece before I glue it up. Once your twine is secure, it's time to put the topper on. And you'll see there's small squares and big squares. You want that biggest square facing up so that everything aligns correctly. If you put the top on and your colors are showing through and it looks wonky, you need to turn the dial so that the biggest square is on top. Also, before you start the glue up, look at both sides of that topper. One's a little lighter, one's a little darker in most cases, so make sure you have the piece facing up that you like. Next, I'm taking a paintbrush and I'm just doing a very light application all around the ornament. You don't want to be super generous in this case because you don't really want it seeping through. Once that's done, I'm making sure I'm lined up correctly, and you can see how it just looks perfect. All the colors are lining up exactly how they should. If it doesn't, again, turn it so the biggest square's on top. Now you can let it sit here if you like for about a half hour. I like to put something heavy on top of it just to make sure it's getting a little pressure, like a glass of water. I happen to have a plant next to me, so I'm just going to put that right on top and just let that sit for a bit. Here's the lighter pinkish green colors, how it turned out. You can see it's a nice ornament with some depth. Here's kind of the more darker red and green option, and again the pink. I hope you've enjoyed this kit, and if you have any questions or comments, drop them below. I'll be sure to answer. Enjoy!